Welcome! The official HistoryScope Minecraft server is now open for everybody. In this video I will tell you all about the server. I will talk about what you can do in the server, the history of the server, and introduce the various nations which have thus far been created by the alpha and beta testers. This server is meant for three types of people. 1. The people who want to have a casual experience. If you want to just sit back and build some awesome stuff, then you can. We have a plugin installed that allows you to claim a piece of land as your own where nobody else can build. So if some bastard comes along and wants to destroy your stuff, then they can't. So you can have your fun. The second group is people who want to play with their friends, who can come into the server whenever they want and just mine, craft and build and have fun together. You can even meet new people in the Discord server to have fun with strangers and future internet friends. And thirdly, the role players. In this server you can join a nation or set up your own and rule over it. You can go to war with other nations, you can launch raids, or you can set up a factory and get rich buying and selling stuff. We have a Discord server set up where we can all come together and play Minecraft together, vote on the future of the server, and make suggestions to improve the server. I will be online quite often, so if you want to come play with me, come join us. Now, if you're already sold on the idea, then you go into the description of this video for the Discord link and the Minecraft server address. But while you're doing that, keep playing the video in the background for some interesting history and locations in the server. Such as, for example, the club, where you can show off your dancing skills on the dance floor, have a drink with your friends while you watch some entertainment, or come to one of their private rooms where Jeb will sell you special cream for all your piston needs. This server is full of parties. Just ask Princesso, where the admin set off TNT, invited a bunch of people to watch the explosions, and then partied all night at her house. Or come to the great greenhouse of Canetra, with by far the most beautiful town in all the server. Or take a ride in the Rainbow Subway, where the gay way is the best way. And hey, France may be on lockdown, but you can still visit the Eiffel Tower in the Minecraft server in the nation of Germania, just a minute west of where you will spawn. Or maybe you're from the USA, then we have just the thing for you. Lawsuits. People have been put on trial for murder, insulting their emperor, and even minor war crimes. But me, Judge Princesso and Judge Avalanche decided that there are no laws against war crimes and let the defendant go free. So come to the HistoryScope server today to get your very own Nuremberg trial. And these are fair trials with a tribunal of 3 judges who will preside over your fate. It began in Citadel City, a bastion of safety where all players will spawn in the beginning. From here people will receive a map and a book with rules and helpful tips to get them started. This is Citadel City, which provides all the important things this server needs, such as a marketplace, a bank, and much more to come in the future, where we have the walls to protect us and the citadel to guide us. In the beginning, some players decided to build their home within these walls, such as Taita, who built himself this beautiful home, while others set out into the wide world in search of their own city. The first nation to be founded was the Armenian Empire. It is the cause of almost every war and almost every peace agreement. The first to create laws and the first to create dictatorship. The Armenian Empire is the perfect embodiment of chaotic neutral. It started out as a small mining expedition into abandoned mine shafts. When the first 3 members, Algu, Denserman and Tiger, had enough materials, they set off into the unknown. Traveling far and wide, they became the first explorers until they found a pristine piece of land and founded the city of Armaria. They had an insatiable lust for resources, particularly netherite. To quickly mine for netherite, they wanted to build beds in the netherworld which would explode as soon as they tried sleeping in them. But in order to get enough wool for their beds, Emperor Denserman committed the Great Sheep Genocide, killing hundreds of sheep for their wool. an act that would go down as the darkest moment in the server's history. And to this day, the Amarian Emperor upholds his hatred for sheep and kills them wherever he can find them. Amaria soon embarked on a diplomatic tour, creating the Amarian Defense Pact. With this pact, Amaria ensured its own safety, as no other nation dared strike against Amaria and its allies. With their homeland secure, Amaria went on a campaign of conquest. It declared war on Germania when they insulted Amaria. Amaria uncovered the Dodo conspiracy, where the dangerous criminal Dodo Killer was found to be using a command block, so they raided and destroyed his base. It went to war with Potato Land when it accepted an Amarian refugee. The Amarian Empire truly resembles Chaotic Neutral in all its aspects. Should Chaotic Neutral sound interesting to you? Then you can join the Amarian Empire by contacting Denzaman. A country as old as the server itself, Germania set up their first settlement just west of the spawn point, constructing various buildings in the ocean. This ocean society started a verbal argument with Amaria by calling it a third world nation, which is just a hut, resulting in the very first war of the server. Germania couldn't stand up against the numerous Amarian soldiers, and after losing their dog, Germania surrendered and became part of the Amarian Empire. But this was just a ploy, because Germania wanted to take over Amaria from within, first by asking for more resources, then more autonomy, and eventually asking to become the third emperor of Amaria. Of course, the other two emperors refused, and so a rebellion was planned. But ambition doesn't always correlate to political savviness, because one of the rebels added Denzaman, the emperor of Amaria, into their Discord server, leaving the rebellion in failure. Germania was then kicked out after a short war and joined the Canadian Socialist Republic to form the GCC, the Germanian Canadian Confederacy. This was a prosperous nation which lasted several weeks until Amaria became too afraid of their growing power, starting the Christmas War. And just like the Germany it is named after, it lost yet another world war and has since rejoined Amaria, which I'm sure will cause another war with Amaria in the future. So, do you like starting wars with superpowers? Do you want to see if you can beat Amaria in a future fourth war? Then enlist in Germania today by contacting Ghost Pedro. The short-lived Taita Industries was a corporate enterprise, driving trade within the server by selling anything and everything it could get its hands on. And while it was the richest country of its time, it was abandoned when Taita himself left the server, and his industrial base has since been taken over by Terrania. Taita has recently come back online, however, and we might see a resurgence of the Taita Industries. A country located east of Citadel City, Terrania has vowed neutrality in global politics. Its leader, that PC dude, found a village with little to go for it and transformed it into an international powerhouse. But while other nations get their power from their military, Terrania gets their power from their diplomacy. It has the best courthouse with the fairest legal system. It has embassies from across the server, and it has even built an international assembly for world leaders to discuss their issues. If upholding the peace and enforcing international law is exactly what you want out of Minecraft, then you can join this beautiful nation by contacting that PC dude. Canetra, named after the country of Canetra from the Young Elites, is the ultimate simp paradise, home to the only openly female person in the world. Simps from all over the server have offered gifts, compliments, and loyalty to their dear leader, Princesso. Princesso wanted to live up to her namesake and made her own kingdom. It began with her private mansion in the woods, but her ambitions was matched only by her creativity. As the only woman, she sold her services as girlfriend to the most powerful man in the world, the Emperor of Amaria, Denzaman, for the low price of only 500 diamonds per hour. Canetra instantly became the second richest country in the world. The Historyscope Minecraft server, where you can rent a girlfriend for only 500 diamonds per hour. Talk to Princesso for more information. Using this wealth, Canetra expanded to the taiga, exchanging her mansion in the woods for a city in the woods. She found 3 slaves to help her build her kingdom, referring to them as fairly paid workers, and it is currently building a peaceful home for her and her fairly paid workers. Should you be interested in a peaceful kingdom, building cozy houses, or maybe you just like to simp, then you can join Canetra today. Contact Princesso to join her fairly paid workforce as you worship your goddess today. And if I mispronounce anybody's name so far, then that just continues the tradition of me not being able to pronounce the leaders of nations. Disappointmentburg lives up to its namesake as there is not enough to talk about to begin with, except that its leader was caught cheating and banned from the server for 2 weeks. Next is the Weimar Republic, the most casual nation in the server. It was founded by 2 Germans without any clear goals, aside to mine and to craft. Sometimes they join a bit of warring, sometimes they just sit back, relax and play Minecraft. So if casual fun sounds more to your liking, then you can join the Weimar Republic by contacting CreepHDA. The Socialist Republic of Potato Land is a small nation founded by potato farmers. But what it lacks in material wealth, it makes up for in democracy, for it is the only true republic in the server with a president who is elected every 2 weeks. It was founded when Kiko found a half-destroyed town and decided to make it his own. Using his socialist philosophy, he rebuilt the town, constructed a fence, and began farming potatoes. Kiko also recruited new people into his nation, however, they split off and formed their own socialist republic. Desperate for new followers, the SRP accepted an Amarian refugee to join their small republic. But this resulted in one of the many Amarian wars, which Potato Land lost and was forced into an alliance with Amaria. Now they are trying to recruit new people into the socialist paradise where you can get free housing, free food, and even become the president if you can win the next election. The SRP wants to become the center of democracy for all the people in the server. If you love democracy and want to start a socialist revolution, join the Socialist Republic of Potato Land today by contacting Kiko06. The Potato Land rebels formed their own socialist republic called the Canadian Socialist Republic. This happened rather peacefully and they decided to build their town close to the spawn point, calling it New Vancouver. Over time, New Vancouver became a well-defended and peaceful town. Should you join the server, head east for about a minute and you will find this little haven. Even if you don't want to join, they have vowed to give safe passage to any new player, and it's a nice little area to wander through. They formed a confederacy with Germania, but as we saw earlier, the Christmas War broke up the Germanian-Canadian Confederacy because the GCC will be divided. And now Canada stands alone once more. Should you want to join the Canadian Socialist Republic, then you can do so by contacting Chipbar when he is online. The Enclave is the newest nation in the server, based on the Enclave from the Fallout series. While the location of its headquarters is unknown, its ambitions are quite unique. While others try to build pretty things or conquer other nations, the Enclave has built a casino to gather wealth. With its future goals being much more ambitious, however, as it has publicly stated that it wants to rule over the world, supplanting the Amarian Empire as the mightiest empire. Does this tale of the underdog sound cool to you? Then you can join the Enclave today. Contact contact Hype XP today. The United Merchant Empire is a small and far-off country located on Silver Bay, with one of the most beautiful locations in all the server. Its primary concern is commerce. Away from the petty politics of the inner regions, the UME members have become quite wealthy as they trade with the rest of the server. If you want to let your inner Ferengi out and get rich by trading, join the UME today. Contact Tom183 for more information. And I left the best nation for last. My nation. It is the glorious, the powerful, The indestructible Bi Mechast State, the home of raging bisexuals and mechanists. While every other nation has vague goals such as world conquest or just sit back building towns, the Bi Mechast State has one clear goal in mind. Create an autonomous city which is able to produce goods on its own without any human interference. Everything will run on redstone, from the mob farm to the smelting facilities to the doors themselves. The Bi Mechast State seeks to become the industrial powerhouse of the server. As such, it has vowed neutrality in all politics in the server, except for a few defensive agreements to promote peace and prosperity. After all, Rule of Acquisition number 35 clearly states that peace is good for business. In this spirit, the Bi Mechast State is famous for its foreign aid program, gifting food, medals and diamonds to new players all across the world to help them get started. And while the Bi Mechast State does not recruit new followers, it does welcome anyone to come to the Bi Mechast State and set up their own personal nation right outside its borders to benefit from the wealth which flows from the Bi Mechast State. If you've heard all of this and you want to join the Minecraft server, you can do so by using the server address in the description of this video. I also highly recommend you join the Discord server to talk with other people, get announcements, and vote on future rules. And if you're really a fan, I left the links to my other social media down below as well. This was Avery from HistoryScope. Thank you for joining.